Hey, what is going on? My family's sleeping, so I'm trying to be quiet, but I want to talk today about two phrasal verbs that might give you trouble. One is pass out, and the other one is handout. And guess what? They both mean the same thing, but the tricky part is they can both mean other things. Brent here from American English with this guy. I wanted to do a short for this. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been doing some shorts, about 1 minute long videos. I'll leave a link at the end of this one, but it was just a little bit too complicated and a little bit too long. Let's talk about how they can be the same. Handout and pass out. They're both phrasal verbs, or they can be phrasal verbs, and it basically means to take your hand and give someone else something. Let's talk about a couple examples. Many of you know that I'm a teacher, and not anymore because I mostly teach on Google Classroom and Google Docs and Google Forms, but early on in my career, I had paper copies of lessons, and sometimes I would pass them out to students, or I would hand them out to students, or I might ask another student, hey Joey, do you mind passing these out to your friends? Do you mind handing these out to your friends? We also use pass out and hand out on Halloween, a very popular American holiday. October 31st, houses, families, homes will pass out or hand out candy to little kids that come to their house dressed up. That's how handout and pass out can be the same. Now this is where it gets tricky, because one can be used as a noun and one can be used as a verb, but in a different way. Let's talk about the noun first. Handout. You can have a handout, and this is what many Americans will call money that is given to people by the government, but they think those people don't work. So if there is a family that is struggling financially with money, and they accept money from the government, some people might say that is a handout. They may call those families lazy, like they should be working for that money. So a handout in the United States is something that is often seen as a negative. It definitely has a negative connotation. I'm filming this really quickly before I teach, kind of before my family wakes up. I hope I have enough room to put up pictures and words. I don't know if I will. Oh no. Now the next one, pass out. We've talked about how that can be a phrasal verb, but it can also be a phrasal verb in a different way, and it's another way to say faint. Person fainted. The person passed out. Those are synonyms. I'll tell a quick story about when I saw a child pass out. I don't want to say which child it was, but a child I saw inhaled helium from a balloon. You know, the balloons that float, it's probably helium in most languages, but it's that gas that's lighter than air. So oftentimes, you probably do it in your country too, when a balloon is no longer useful, you can suck the helium and your voice will sound funny for a little while. Well, I saw this one person, and this person has asthma, so they don't breathe great under normal conditions. But this time they took a helium balloon, sucked all the air out for a really long time, and they immediately turned blue in the face and passed out. It was pretty scary, pretty dangerous. They hit their head on the way down, but luckily after a couple minutes they came to. That's another term we can use after a person passes out. They came to and they were fine, luckily. Okay, I hope that helps. It was a short lesson, but I have even shorter lessons. You want to take a look at them? There's the playlist. Thank you so much. See you next time.